shall we play a game?
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions. Hey everybody, I'm your Board Barista Fen, and this is Retro Reviews, a review show where we go through my copious amounts of D&D and other RPG and tabletop gaming books, paraphernalia, one at a time. And to keep me from rambling, we have Laura.
Hey everybody. So what are we going through tonight?
We're going through Wyrd Science number 6.
Okay. Is this one you ordered right from the website?
This is one I got right from their website. All 7 issues are currently still up there for sale. They still got copies if you want to get the whole set. And this is the summer 2024 issue.
So we're getting closer to the present.
Yes, we are.
Okay, what's inside?
Inside, the stuff that stood out to me was there's an interview with the lead singer of the band Castle Rat. It's the...
Oh yeah, you played a few songs.
I played a few songs from that for you. This is basically... This is like, their band is like Black Sabbath, but if Ozzy was like replaced with Red Sonja, which is she's a complimentary character to Conan. She's fiery redhead, chainmail bikini, and that is exactly how the lead singer of Castle Rat dresses. I think this is starting to become like one of my new favorite bands. When we found out about Castle Rat, you looked on the internet, and we had missed them playing actually here in New Orleans by like a month and a half.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, they're currently touring Europe, so we're hoping when they get back stateside that we're able to catch a concert, because it's a really good music.
Cool.
Funny enough, the lead singer, she has not played Dungeons and Dragons, at least as of the summer of 2024 when the interview was done. But she's just had so much time being out on the road, and they just really love that 80s sword and sorcery movie like genre vibe that they have.
Okay.
Next article is Gabriel Cardosi. He's an Italian tattoo artist that lives in London who specializes in Warhammer 40k art, doing like the old school version of the black and white, like old school artwork.
Okay.
And if I am ever in London with enough cash and time, say like we're going over to the UK to go to the bar that has the playable beers, I would love to actually sit down and get a tattoo done by this guy.
That'd be cool, yeah. Just do like a whole Wyrd Science tour of London.
Which is kind of like in vein with my Seafox tour of Vancouver, because it's the radio station I like to listen to online, but I've not been to Vancouver, but I feel like I know a lot about the Vancouver music scene because of like listening to that radio station, and I'm learning a lot about the UK gaming scene from reading this magazine. Next one up is Space Penguin Inc. It's an article talking about a US-based RPG publisher. Started business in 2023. I think they might be a good company to reach out to once Flip's ready to be published. If I don't want to go the self-publishing route, I forgot to write down like some of the games that they've done. Dungeon Crawl Classics, they do a lot of modules for Dungeon Crawl Classics, Mothership, and a few of the other like retro old school revival RPGs.
Okay.
So they mostly just publish modules, so it would be kind of, I don't know where they feel about publishing.
Well, it can't hurt to reach out to them.
Sure. Even if I just had a publisher that could do like, here's the format, get it to us, we can get it to the printing press, and I'm like, yes sir. Next up is Rascal. It's a tabletop gaming news website based out of Dallas. So it's like more hard news instead of just like critiques and press releases. So talking about like any sort of like things that have gone like ooh by people at the agencies or like market fluctuations and stuff like that.
Okay.
Next thing that stood out to me was Mouse Ritter. It's basically old school art, old school D&D set in modern day, but you are mice.
Hence the name, I guess. So the mouse trap.
Haha, that's the sub name of this issue. I seriously like need to start like checking those. Okay.
They're very clever.
Yeah. So humans are all off being humans, while the tiny animals are on epic quests. Uses the into the odds system. So you got 3 stats, a d20, and you roll under, and everything hits. So you don't roll for attacks. I feel like this would be a good family RPG to own for when Sylvie is older. Has a cool involuntary management system where gear has tokens that you place onto your character sheet. So you have to fill in like a little grid to make sure you're carrying enough stuff.
Okay.
If you can't, it's like spilling out of your backpack.
What if you don't have enough?
Then it's like you gotta hold it in your hands or...
No, like the opposite.
Oh, then
instead of spilling out, like you don't have enough.
Well, it's like not having enough stuff in your backpack. Then your backpack's not full.
But does that negatively impact you?
No.
You just don't have...
Does it negatively impact you if your backpack's not full?
I mean, it might.
Well, if you don't have the right gear for a certain situation, then... Yeah, but it's no, like... It's just kind of a cool little, like, Tetris-y style, like, inventory tracker.
Okay.
Which they do a lot on, like, video games to make sure you're not running around with tons of gear.
Okay.
I want to try, it's rough. It's Rough in the Rough. It's an adventure that takes place on an abandoned mini golf course. So you're like epic mice adventurers trying to get across the putt-putt golf while the giant humans are playing. Yeah, I thought that'd be totally funny, cool. Next article is Pendragon. It's an article about the game Pendragon, and since I've been reading a lot more D&D history type stuff, I've come across this game a bit. And I keep asking myself why I never got to play this game. It has a dynasty play element, so you play through it, and it's the King Arthur legend, but you keep it keeps track of in-game time. So if your character gets old and isn't able to go on an adventure, you end up playing like one of their kids, and you inherit stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. You know, as some at Family Dynasty, me and Josh in our D&D world, we actually have a Family Dynasty of Paladins. Mm-hmm. So magical gear and stuff has gotten passed down through the generations and stuff like that. But I'm like finding it so cool that there's a game like this that came out way before I even started playing that style of element in my games. And it's like, I've been doing this all along. I want to see like how they did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do want to find a copy of Pendragon just to look it over. I also like the system of passions to reflect personality traits and how they're paired. So you get like a passion, so they'll balance. You either act, you can either have like a virtuous passion or a negative passion, and it's like as you act within those, it will start leading your character to start having to react.
So is this like towards... Like you encounter something?
You encounter a certain situation comes along,
like,
and if it's like one of your triggers, it's like, oh, I have to do this thing, or you can try to resist your trigger.
Okay, so if it's like there's a loud noise, and if that's a trigger for you, like you run away.
Oh, these are more like the
like
courtly passions, like the courtly love kind of thing, like chivalric code of honor passions. So it's like. Like a passion could be like rescuing damsels. Mm-hmm. So if you hear that some, lady is in danger, It's like you either have committed to your passion so much that you hear that and you're like, I can't resist it anymore, I have to act. Or if you're trying to resist that passion, then you can try to resist it.
Can you be the damsel?
The game is kind of designed so you end up being more like a Maid Marian damsel from like the more modern, the more feminist versions, where Maid Marian was actually one of the merry men and could fight with a bow and sword and all that stuff. But yes, you can play as a lady, a female knight. They actually did do that anachronism in the game where you can actually play as, like, I know you haven't watched Game of Thrones, but Lady Brienne, she's a 6 foot tall female knight in that story. Next thing that stood out to me was 50 Years of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a book looking back at the cultural impact of D&D. So that's another one I want to get on my bookshelf of D&D history.
Yeah.
Next thing that stood out to me was Deathmatch Island. It's kind of like Hunger Games and Survivor. You have 600 contestants and you go until only one is left alive. So it's another one of these games where you have like tons of characters. And you play one during each of these like little survival games. So it's okay to lose a bunch of your characters.
So don't get too attached.
Don't get too attached. Because at the end of the game, only one contestant can be left alive.
I don't think I'd like that game so much.
That seems like it's much more like the meat grindery type games that me and Josh like to play sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that one so much.
So the next thing that stood out to me, we've talked about Tales from the Loop a bunch going through these. It's a... originally, it's a art book, but it's a European photographer who goes and takes photos of like rural communities and kids playing, and then he photoshops in like sci-fi elements.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
So you have like
There's
the
even
playground in Holton, and then you have like a spaceship.
that's like crash landed there, or giant robots. They're all broken down. So they have RPG for it, as you play as the kids, like trying to solve these like adventures, and also get home to do your homework and everything like that. But they have Tales from the Loop, They Grow Up Fast. It's a campaign book for the Tales from the Loop RPG. You play as a group of kids that find a baby space hippo.
A baby space hippo?
And become its new moms.
That sounds adorable.
I feel like I need to get this because it feels like Flip Jr. And it also reminds me of Robert Heinlein novel, not Number of the Beast, it's Star Beast, where
Baby space hippo.
Baby
That
space
sounds
hippo.
Adorable.
It does sound adorable.
I think we need a baby space hippo.
Possibly. And Tales from the Loop is also a TV show on Amazon. They actually made it into a TV show, so we need to sit down and watch that sometime.
Okay.
And I do want to get the art book, and I think possibly get my hands on some of the RPG stuff, because it sounds really cool and fun, and it would definitely be something, at least, I know you'd want to play it. I know it sounds something that would be very much in Tanya's wheelhouse
Yeah.
to play, so it sounds like it'd be kind of a wooden...
When Sylvie's older.
older and she can go play, like we send Jackson to go play while we're playing D&D night. And it sounds like, and when she's older, even still, and she starts being able to play like Jackson does with me and Josh and Tanya, then it can be a kind of game where we can be like, hey, we're going to play this, and it's a lot more family friendly.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a big push for my own personal gaming collection. Being a gaming dad, it's like, okay, I gotta start thinking about like, not everything can be kill the monsters, steal the treasure, backstab your friends.
Or the Survivor Island.
Or meat grinder games. I gotta have some cool family fun type stuff.
And baby space hippos.
Yeah. Which is one of the great things I like about getting my hands on magazines like this, trade magazines, which is why I consider this, because it's all talking about the stuff in the aspect of gaming, but it's also like, it's a fan magazine, but it's getting outside of my the YouTube algorithm, the stuff that I'm getting because I've watched a bunch of Magic the Gathering stuff. I don't get exposed to this unless I go to get something to expose it to me. So
Yeah.
that's my big push for the magazine is I'm finding all these cool games for family-oriented, fun, stuff that I know that Laura's going to really like to play. So
Some travel-oriented stuff.
yeah. Next article that stood out to me, it was Death Wizards, DETH Wizards. This is another game by Uncle Adam and Vincey V. This is a miniature agnostic war game. You're a necromancer, and you're raising an army of the dead on your path to becoming a dark god. So, yeah, you're the necromancer, and you have your army of skeletons, zombies, other undead creatures that you battle against your other necromancers and their armies.
So is there another, like, zombies, vampires? Is there another type of undead?
Lich, Ghast, Ghoul, Wraith.
Okay.
I know I'm missing a ton, so if you can name a type of undead that I haven't named so far, leave it in the comment section down below. Next article is, and the Death Wizards, I do want to get a copy of that, because I can use like all my different necromancers and undead minis. Wormspan is the next article. It's a game of raising dragons and having the best in show.
So you're like at a dragon show?
You're a dragon breeder,
Uh-huh.
and then after you've raised your dragons, you take them to the dragon show, like the dog show, and they like judge them based on like their scales and their ability to do tricks and magic and all that kind of stuff.
That sounds kind of cute.
I know, that sounds incredibly cute. That's why I was like, oh my god, that is definitely something we're going to put into the Laura Sylvie collection. Necromolds. Okay, I swear to god I thought there was a game like this, and I was right, but it's not this game. It's a game called Splat. So it's a miniature game. You play with Play-Doh.
Play-Doh's fun.
When you defeat a unit, you squish it. Then Splat is you're a bug and you're trying to get around the board game, and if you get splatted, you get squished and you lose one of your bugs. I think this would be the miniature game to get Sylvie into playing miniature games when she's old enough to play with Play-Doh. So we make the little figurines, we move them across the and then once they die, you get to splat them. I think that's
satisfying.
Is a satisfying, and it's part of me, even just as an adult, is like, this would kind of be a fun game to play with a few friends. They're like, I don't know. They always thought it was kind of cool to play war games, and I'd be like, well, dude, we can play Necromolds. What's that? It's like,
Splat.
if you kill it, you get to squish it. I'm pretty sure I would probably make a bunch of converts. Like, I know Sam loves Play-Doh. I could get Sam to play. I could probably get Sam and Sergio to play this.
Probably. That'd be fun.
And the last thing that stood out to me was the art by Nahor. It's an art book of the artist that's behind Mork Bork, and I totally love his art style. So I'm like, I want to get this. And yeah, that took us all the way to the, yeah, like that's, yeah, that's like the example page. There's only like 3 colors, black and white,
So,
line drawing.
like his head is detached from his body.
Yeah. Yeah, that knight is no longer living. Like, Mork Bork is really like grim dark
Yeah, that's
type of surreal art. Like they have a
not creepy.
like a photo of a human heart on like the page of the rule book about talking about hit points. Yeah, that is Wyrd Science number 6.
Number 6.
So things that any comments?
Baby space hippos.
All of that and just baby space hippos.
I mean, baby space hippo. Doesn't that just sound like the cutest thing ever?
It does sound like the cutest thing ever, baby space hippo.
No, there's just some cool stuff. Like, I think some art books are cool. I really want to like plot out this tour of London. Yeah. The mouse one also I think would be really cool.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really cute cute games in this one. Because you had the best Wormtail, the best the dragon breeding game, the Necromolds,
Splat.
the mice. Tales from Loot. There's a lot of really cool, fun, just whimsical games in this one. I think it is a really good issue.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
All right. Well, if you got any suggestions for a whimsical game that you think Laura might enjoy, leave that down in the comment section below. Thanks for staying tuned to the end of the episode. Make sure to do all those things: like, share, subscribe. Let YouTube know we're doing a good job. It really means a lot when I wake up in the morning and see a bunch of likes and comments and new subscribers. So keeps me going on all this stuff. That's all I got for tonight.
Okay, thanks for joining. Have a good night.
Peace.
Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.